What's up guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Selena, and in this video I'm going to be doing a review on All I've Wanted, All I've Needed, a book that I saw both on Book Talk and on Pinterest. So All I've Wanted, All I've Needed is a book by A.E. Valdez, and it's the first in the book series of 4. The description goes as follows. Harlow Shaw feels naive for believing in happily ever afters, but she craves a love that lights her up. She thought she had it all with her boyfriend until his promising baseball career overshadows the relationship. He asks her a life-changing question. It causes her to wonder if what they have is all she ever truly wanted. Harlow is yearning for more than the curated life she is living. A trip to Bali, a move to Seattle, and an alleged burned cup of coffee lead her to a friendship she didn't know she needed, and a love so deep she can feel it in her bones. I'm gonna start off with character breakdown. Okay, I was looking for Ace's name. I forgot his name. So Harlow, character breakdown. Harlow is supposed to be this like super, the way they describe her like other people will talk about her in the book is like she's super bubbly, she's super happy, and that's why Ace gives her the nickname Sunshine. And she's this super bubbly, go with the flow type of person. She has no personality, frankly, in my opinion. She can't really seem to make decisions. She has like a nervous tick or something. So every time it takes her a really long time to make a decision. Yeah, that's what I got. That's the personality she has based off of what I read in the book. I'm telling you, if you want super in-depth for me, I can't, because I didn't really enjoy this book. So most of the time I was skimming through it. That's Harlow. And then Ace, he's a tattoo artist. What else is he? He's kind of not interested in dating when they meet. He was not interested in dating. He just had never had like a super serious relationship before. Oh yes, he's supposed to be this grumpy character, but I didn't really get that from him. He just seemed like a regular guy, and he would like make really bad jokes. Well, he will make jokes that are like, he will make fun of her, and for me those jokes weren't hitting, because if you like her, why are you talking shit? Like, he will just make fun of her coffee being horrible, or like that was their running joke, her coffee being burnt. I was like, okay. Until the end of the book, he still said her coffee was burnt, and I was like, whatever. Yeah, that's him being grumpy, saying her coffee is burnt. It's supposed to be Grumpy X Sunshine, and that the descriptions, how they described each other, well, she never described him as grumpy. I saw tags for the book that said it was Grumpy X Sunshine, so she was supposed to be the sunshine character, which I did not get that from her, other than the fact that she smiles a lot and she likes sunflowers. There was nothing sunshiny about her, in my opinion. I felt she had a lot of doubt about herself, and she's a pushover. That's the most I can say about her character, but there was nothing sunshine. And then him, there was nothing super grumpy. Like, I didn't see him grouchy. Like, he would talk to other guys other than her ex, and he got along with them just fine. He got along with his sister just fine. Maybe like his jokes were not the funniest, and he had dry humor, I guess you could say that, but other than that, I didn't get really grumpy from him. He seemed like just a regular dude to me. So that's another reason why I didn't like this book. They just seemed like regular people, and they were boring. I needed drama. See, this book, the urban drama, they could have put it in there to spice it up a little bit, because this book was so boring. Oh my god, I just did not like this book. I gave it a 1 because the synopsis was interesting enough for me to open the book, so you get a 1 star for that. And then 2nd star, I finished it. Gotta give you your 1s for that, because you wrote it in a way, although I was bored out of my mind, it still was engaging enough for me to finish the book. Yeah, like, so that's the character descriptions. And then let's get into my notes as I was reading this book. And my notes, the way I wrote them as I was reading, so bear with. So the first note I wrote was, this book is a really slow burn. I'm okay with it. Just the main male character and the female male character are both really boring so far. And they really were. I said, I wish the book started when she was over the ex of hers, because the attachment to him really didn't make sense. The attachment to her ex-boyfriend, Hendrix, didn't make sense because, one, the only thing they gave us was they knew each other from childhood. Their moms were friends, and then they were friends, and then they ended up dating like 2 years ago, and they were only dating for like 2 years. But in the relationship, she herself was not feeling like this relationship had any substance, which is why when he proposed, she rejected him, but she was upset over herself rejecting him. I don't know. I could not understand or relate with her still being attached to him after they broke up, because I'm not like, if I broke up with someone, I'm just done. Especially while in the relationship, I was like not feeling like it's going anywhere, or we don't have any attraction to each other or whatever, which is what she was feeling. She tells us that's what she's feeling, but then she's still attached to him, still talking to him, still updating him. Like, it was weird. She needed to block him and cut him out. Like, she even goes to a birthday party that is thrown for the both of them, and then we see that his mom although his mom was friends with her mom, she seems like she doesn't even like her. So it was just a mess. Their relationship didn't make any sense. Her being attached to him didn't make any sense, and it would have been better if it was a couple of years later that the book started for us to get into her character, because her being attached to her ex was not it. Another thing I said was, so she moved to the city, she met his sister, and she was telling the sister, oh, I need friends. I was like, isn't the sister one of your friends? So when he was asking about her to his sister, she thought, oh, she needs friends. But it's like, they keep bringing that up, but the only friend we see her have interactions with at the new city that she makes is the sister, but she does not consider the sister her friend at this point when she meets the male lead. So he ended up being her closest friend. And then, like, the way they were acting, it wasn't even like, I don't know, because I don't act like that with my friends. Like, she's physical with her male friends. Like, she does a lot of, like, sleeping on them while holding them and stuff. Like, she did it to the guy friend from her childhood that was friends with her and her ex, and she did it with Ace. When it comes to her, when she's talking about her problems, she did a lot of speaking about her problems more with her male friends than she did with her female friends. That's another issue I had with the FMC, and this was at 46% of the book. And then my next note was, the characters have conversations like old people. No, seriously, like, a lot of the conversations was like, they were talking like they were like in their 40s, 80s, but then the way the characters acted, they acted like teenagers. When I was reading, another note I wrote was, honestly, the MMC and the ex seem almost similar to me. Only difference is she knew the ex from childhood. Also, she opens up a bit more with the MMC. I feel like her relationship will probably be the same with her ex if she communicated more with her ex, but that's just me. Maybe I missed the point where she said she tried to communicate with him, but he was just stuck up in his little baseball. It was baseball or football, whichever one. He was stuck in his sports career, so he wasn't really open to her opinions. I feel like the genuineness of their friendship is, oh yes, so this is the part where, when I was reading the book, I was like, because I read spoiler, they're like, oh, they're gonna break up, right? And I was like, oh, they're gonna get together and then break up, and I'm like almost 50-60% into the book, and I'm like, they're gonna break up, and it's taken them this long to get together. Like, it doesn't make sense. So what happens is they have the party. That's a spoiler. So they're having the party. Yeah, they were having some type of party, but she didn't want to go, so she told the other guy that, oh, I'm not gonna go to the party, so let's hang out. But he ends up bringing her ex, and then they go to his house. And then when he goes inside, her ex ends up kissing her. And then she pushes him off or whatever. And then they leave and go home. Yeah, so when they go back to Seattle and he's at her house, mind you, at this point, they're just friends. But they do a lot of emotional stuff together. They do a lot of physical stuff together. Like, they're always touching each other up. They're sleeping in the same bed. They put each other's clothes in each other's houses. When they talk to each other, oh, let's go home. They're talking about each other's homes. And yeah, they're just friends. So because of this relationship that they're having, this friendship relationship they're having, he ends up seeing a message from her ex which says, I enjoyed spending the night with you. And he takes that as she's still hung up on her ex, and they did hook up, but then, like, she never told him. But he's like, we're just friends, so I don't want to ask her about it. So he gets in his feelings and he puts distance between them, and that is what people were referencing as them breaking up. Don't piss me off. I was so mad. I was like, this is the breakup? You better be joking. This doesn't even make sense. Why are you upset? Why wouldn't you have questions? And two, you're just her friend. If she makes out with her ex, what's it to you? What's it got to do with you? You're her friend. Okay, so go and sit down. This is why I don't like these books. This is why I don't like friends to lovers, because it's always nonsense. That's why I wrote, I feel like the genuineness of their friendship was fake and it was questionable, because they, even at the beginning when they were saying they were being friends, he had a lot of sexual thoughts about her and she was also having sexual thoughts about him. See, if the narrator was insinuating it, it would be one thing, but it wasn't insinuated. These were actual thoughts that they were having. So I felt like them putting friendship label on this was just stupid. Like, they could have just started off as slowly dating or something, but calling it friendship was a lie from the pits of hell. I feel like the genuineness of their friendship is questionable because, one, he always says something about feeling sexually attracted to her from the beginning, and she also has a play in that. I know it's meant to build up sexual attention, but since we are in their heads and their thoughts are sexual, for me personally, I just don't believe the genuine feelings of friendship that they have for each other. And then, yeah, I said again, you see, I was saying their whole friendship was bullshit. If you were truly building a friendship, why would you be upset that they hung out with someone else? And then I was like, the build up to them getting into a relationship was trash. All that boringness I went through for them to get together in such a cheap way. Yes, I did not like how they got together. That I felt like that was mad disrespectful to the sister, and that was mad disrespectful to me as a reader, for you to make the main characters. I think she did it to spice up her book because she knew it was boring. That's all I gotta say. Because how are they gonna smash in front of her sister's house for her sister's kid's birthday party? You're not serious. Like, and then the sister walked in too. That's so freaking embarrassing. Like, do you think I'm rooting for this relationship? No, I am not. What she did to Hendrix's character, again, I think she did it because her book was really boring and she needed to spice it up. So she made Hendrix this weird guy who tried to essay her. It's just came out of left field. First he steals his only other friend's girl, and then he tries to hit on her. It was just bad. Yeah, I did not like this book. And then here's one of the other things. I was like, oh, this book is not that good. So you know how I said this book is number 1 in a 4-part series. So 2 of the next books are based off of her friends that we meet at the beginning of the book. Yet she didn't give us enough about her 2 friends for me to be like, oh yeah, those friends are so interesting. When like their next book, I must read it because I must know about what is going on with these 2 friends. She did not give us enough information or even snippets of their life or her communicating with them for me to be like, yeah, I'm gonna be interested in the next 2 books. So I was like, absolutely not. You better be joking. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I did try to read one of the books that had to do with the friend, but I dropped it because I'm just like, I just wasn't into it because it starts off so sexual, and I'm like, I need to be built up into it. It can't just throw me in sometimes, you know? Yeah, I just don't. So out of 5, I rated this a 2. I will not be like continuing with the series. I just don't like it. I don't like the writing, and that's my thoughts on this book. My mom has started praying, so I think it's time for me to wrap it up. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.